and keep it centered and grounded in cannabis culture. In the cannabis industry, operating in
Strain Damage family, welcome to another episode of the Strain Damage podcast.
You already know what it is, man. This is your brain on buzz.
And did you know that those bugs are female? That is the root of cannabis, the divine feminine. And we are here to honor today the contributions of women to the cannabis industry by bringing a heavyweight, an OG. Most of y'all already know her, but for Strain Damage Worldwide and in Bulgaria and Poland and all that, this is owner and operator of Mary Jane's Cafe and chief operating officer of the People's Ecosystem, one of this country's best MSOs, Melanie Davis.
Yeah.
We're here with Strain Damage Worldwide. Thank you all for having us. Thank you for recognizing the power, the abundance of this beautiful plant and what she is serving us. She is serving us so beautifully. So beautifully. You are enjoying some concentrate, huh?
Yeah, I'm trying to get this rosin stick.
Roasted a little bit.
A little roaster. You guys know we already had to have Melanie on. She's always been showing so much love to the Strain Damage family. It's always positive vibes. We always got these fire drinks, always blessing us, making sure we're good. And it's just a huge shout out to you. We love everything you're doing. You're always bringing fire and stuff to the city that I think like we desperately need. You know what I mean? Like we need that, especially those edibles we ate on Chef Charlene's episode. Oh my goodness, bro!
That's our pharmaceutical grade. You got the first ones out of R&D. Woo! You were blessed.
We were about to leave and I told her, I'm like, you're gonna have to try. I was like, I'm about to
You
take
were
a nap.
blessed. You were blessed that day. Those were fresh out of R&D. Yeah.
They're so good.
Yeah, you know, New Mexico is an amazing place. A lot of good deserves to come to New Mexico. It has been the war on drugs annihilated New Mexico. I come from one of the families that the war on drugs targeted. As many of you know, our family is from Los Padillas. We're from Los Padillas.
And that's the South Valley here, right?
That's the South Valley. But not only are we from there, but but we are Padillas. We are Padillas. So we're not from there, but we are Padillas. And I don't claim that to do any crazy things or anything like that. That's not what this is about. This is about the survival stories of the war on drugs and the unimaginable things that our family has had to go through and had to survive and bring their families through. I mean, some of us are 6th generation war on drug survivors. We've been fighting since the days of Prohibition. Before New Mexico was even part of the Union, I mean, we were fighting the alcohol prohibition days. You know, so I mean, it goes way back for our family. And you can understand once you start to really look into the history and stuff, like Los Padillas itself, it's part of Valle, the South Valley, but it's unincorporated into the city. You know, because when we were part of this, when the history goes much longer than that, we came to this land in the early 1500s. We had to flee the land after the Pueblo Revolt of 1680. Many of us fled to northern New Mexico. You'll find a lot of Padillas there. But later we resettled in the area. And we're very close to the Isleta Nation. Many of my family members, the first language they spoke was Iwa, and then later Spanish. Our family, my grandmother, yeah, and she was former Secretary of State, so there's this symbiotic relationship that we all have as both the colonizers and then those who have been colonized. So this is just, anyways, with this long history, we're at this unique moment where we're recognizing this divine feminine and what she has brought to us. But she in itself, you know, there's this whole divide and conquer thing, like they did with our family. You know, some of our family had to be out there fighting the war on drugs in the streets. Some of our family, like my grandma, she fought in politics. She's Secretary of State. So she was trying to fight the war on drugs there. other family members and lawyers, realists, you know, all different
Every
facets.
avenue of the like problem.
They're coming for us, right?
Everywhere.
Yeah, we're trying. We're all
It's crazy
trying.
there's still some people that are like very affected by that because they're locked up still. Like I know some guys that have been in there forever and it's like they're charged for like weed. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
That's insane to me.
And there are people becoming millionaires and billionaires from setting up storefronts.
Oh, we'll talk about that one in a minute. But it's the whole divide and conquer game. Now let's use the plant as an example of what this divide and conquer really looks like. So what we're smoking on right now is, well, what I'm smoking on right now is some beautiful, beautiful flower, sun-grown, regenerative farm. I love full sun-grown and regenerative farm cannabis.
No one's connected to the sun. That's one thing.
There's that. And we're people of the sun. I always like a little hashish, you know that. I throw some diamonds in there because, you know, I love a diamond.
Also,
Sounds right.
Maybe a little spliffy spliff going on.
Rihanna needs to come and get a pre-roll with you. The shine bright like a diamond pre-roll.
But, so this is THC, but this is what they've done to the cannabis plant itself. They created the divide and conquer game just like they have with us, within the plant. So this in itself is marijuana, THC, but then look at all of these products that I have here on the table. All of this is hemp derived. We have these beautiful hemp derived, look at these sticks. Lisa Menendez, the boss, Menendez, was firing these up on her IG the other morning. Oops, I'm not.
Shout out Lisa.
Right?
Get in that dub. Let's go,
Shout
Cheryl.
out
The
Lisa.
champ, the boss.
You putting in that work.
That's
Glock Work.
It's so
Hempco Moon Rock pre-roll. And these, hey look, stand up and show me. It looks like these guys got some banana OG plus that blue raspberry. They got 1 gram of oh yeah. CBD flower, terpenes, HHC.
Straight out of Medford, Oregon.
Exactly.
Oh, these are
Now
big
what's beautiful about this is this too is medicine. This too is also, now in this form, it's not psychoactive. But once you decarboxylate it, it becomes psychoactive. This you can cross state lines with. This I could never cross state lines with. This, the people's ecosystem, we just closed our deal in Colorado. And can now, we can accelerate all of our brands through this. We no longer have to worry about the 280E. We never have to worry about checkpoints because we're in full compliance with the law. This is 3% on the hemp side. It's only 3%. So this is crazy. But this is, again, the war on drugs as we talk about it, the divide and conquer game that they have created within the industry. They have created this moment in time where we're all over here fighting for our space in the dispensary. No, it's not the dispensary. Fuck you, it's manufacturing. No, it's distro. I own the keys to the kingdom. We're all cutting our nose off to spite our face. You know, when the reality is we can move into so many different spaces. This plant is abundant. And yet, this isn't even an industry yet. And I keep trying to remind people of this. It's not even an industry yet. We have yet to unlock her full potential, first and foremost. And we, nowhere near.
Even hemp, I think it was back then, like my uncle was bringing this up to me, it's like hemp could replace the materials we use for clothing, paper, tissue paper, like there's so much stuff that hemp would at least like eliminate, you know what I mean? So that's why when it comes to these big industry cats, they don't want hemp to get to its full potential. They don't want to see her get to where she needs to be, you know what I mean? And it's crazy to see like all the different stigmas that they try to like kind of force on it too. It's just
What Florida's doing.
and it's crazy because you said Lisa was cheating on these and shit. Her pot was in Texas, you know what I mean? And like there's people in Texas to this day that are over there doing like life sentences for a simple amount of marijuana. It's crazy.
Yeah, even though they say that expungement, you know, in adult use states that, you know, there's expungement happening and things like that, or automatic expungement. Well, some people who in their childhood years may have gotten caught for quote unquote trafficking because they had 2 nickels or a dime bag and a gram with them or something like that. Sadio, and they would get them on trafficking charges, and those don't get white. Think about it. Think about how much more of our population, because of how bad the stigmas were and how badly, and then that divided our families. So then some families chose a moral high ground to then judge other members of our family, and then we're focused on infighting. Meanwhile, the monetization and the capitalization is happening. So I know you invited me to talk about females in this industry because this plant is everything, literally.
She is the main one.
She is the main one, and there are ways to monetize on it, and they are monetizing on it, but they're so busy, and they've done so well with the divide and conquer game and the game of duality that we're so willing to participate and cut ourselves off and cut each other off from each other's blessings.
It's like a race
Because
to
we
the
want
bottom
to,
almost.
exactly,
That's crazy.
exactly, and we don't have to. You could be making the best medicine, you know, on the planet.
Even with like,
You know?
more of those things, I think like, it really generally just came to me now. I feel like there should be something where now that it's getting recognized, the people that are getting for it, for weed should just get let go. You know what I mean? Because it's not really fair to say like, oh, they're sitting here having to spend the rest of their life behind bars for something that we established as medicine. You know what I mean? It's kind of wrong. You know what I mean?
I feel like the people from the streets need to be in the grows and the manufacturers and the boardrooms and shit.
It's for the people, you know what I mean? It's better than you go to another table like, I don't think I do this, I do that, you know what I mean? Those are so many chemicals you don't know where you what's going into your body. There's so many different compounds that goes into it. When it comes to this, the only thing you have to worry about is one's gonna make you thirsty and one's gonna make you real hungry, you know what I mean?
Yeah, and the thing is look, I'm not gonna argue with Big Pharma. There's a need for Big Pharma. I am a rebuilt person. I have a rebuilt ankle, a shoulder, a broken back. I got all the pains in it. I have been to full. I've been blessed this life, but rough on this temple.
We got all the blueberries, the anti-inflammatories.
But, you know, in trauma situations, there are needs for, you know, pharmaceuticals and things like that. But for your day-to-day calibration and pain management and things like that, certainly you can treat with plant medicine, you know, and there shouldn't be this hyper restriction on it, where you have to show your, where the state knows exactly how much you purchase at what point in time, whereas
That's how it is in Colorado. You don't get like an ounce. Oh, they're like, I can only get an ounce.
yeah,
I'm like, bruh.
what are you gonna make with that? Yeah. Why are you limiting my abilities and stuff? And it keeps us deflected and focused on those problems. Meanwhile, there's monetization happening at this global scale. And that's the difference of what we do with the people's ecosystem. Is we are, not only are we MSOs and people freak out and that we're multi-state operators, you know. No, we are fucking from the legacy market, and I look at you straight in the eyes. We are from the legacy market. We work with our operators, the OGs from the legacy market. We accelerate them into the regulated space, and we do that safely. And we do that with a non-extractive business model where our owners maintain ownership of their business,
That's real.
which is critical.
And people, like, might be a little much for some people to comprehend, but what it is they're making it easy for people to actually be their own bosses. You know what I mean? You're not having to sit there and punch in that 9 to 5 and answer to the man. You know what I mean? You're in charge of your destiny. You know what I mean? And they'll help you pave the way and do exactly what you need to do to get all of your stuff out there. You know what I mean? But it's really up to you when it comes down to that. And Straight Damage Family will encourage when it comes to this. Just like, you gotta consume it with the mind frame that it's like really helping you in a sense, and it's taking the place of like, say you have anxiety. I know there's some people that deal with that. There's a strain I'm telling you out there that will make you feel so much better than any of those, like, say Xanax or anything that they're trying to give you.
Hint at Supreme Oreos from B37.
Every time I sign up for Oreos to get in there, I have to say something. He said, oh, that's
You were gonna try one of these, right?
Hey, yeah.
Because you like that,
Bro,
man.
all my OGs
I'll try to
all my OGs out there,
You'll try that one.
shout out Jones Soda, they got that fire soda. And this is that Mary Jones. So it's
This is their hemp line.
their hemp line.
So you can cross state lines with it and still enjoy the benefits of your medicine. This is the beautiful opportunity that our folks within the People's ecosystem have the opportunity to do. We have now the People's Logistics, so we have your national distribution and your direct to consumer on point. And we're the only ones who can do it at the direct consumer level. So go ahead, try it out. That's why we got the Jones in the house, and that's why we got the Cheech and Chong in the house.
Hey, and so you guys, like, maybe you might have a question out there. This is, you have to be 21, of course, but it's hemp D9 THC. So if any of you had a question on that, it's 10 milligrams. It's green apple, so it's 100% hemp deprived THC in this. So we're about to see what's going on.
Derived THC.
You get to figure out how to open the can.
Yeah, I was about to say this.
You're doing the Cheech and Chong, is it the high and dry?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We had the Cheech and Chong sodas before their dispensary. So that was at Mary Jane's Cafe. You know what's up? 11601 Manal, Northeast, Woodgate.
We was tapped in with Cheech and Chong before they was tapped in.
The dispensary, yeah.
Shout out to them. That event was pretty cool.
That was a lit event.
Fire, bro.
What I liked about their event is it was straight up cannabis culture.
Yeah.
Like it was legit vibe, you know. And I've been to a bunch like all over.
Shout out to
But-
Cheech and Chong 110%. Not only have they
Yes.
paved the way for my people, you know what I mean, but they've definitely paved the way for the cannabis industry, you know what I mean? They've been over there heavy hitters in the game, and Cheech and Chong been
But
very
during a hard time,
for
I mean,
the cannabis community.
think
Shout
about
out to
it.
Tommy Chong. He made it cool for Asian people to smoke
Yes.
For real? I
weed. Yeah.
didn't know that.
And during a hard time, I mean, it was hard just to be a person of color in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Period. You know, and then to be talking plant medicine and then using your platform, you know, and of course they had to do it, you know, the way the capitalists described, but shit, they still got it through and made it to the other side. The resistance is real. I love it. Glock Work. They were doing Glock Work then.
Glock Work is not a recent phenomenon. It's been occurring throughout time. We just invented the word.
Oh, I gotta slide it?
Ooh, it's a slip inside. Ooh, you got it open now. All right, how's the Jones experience?
This shit fire.
It's Jones. It's a real Jones Soda.
Yeah, that's a Jones Soda for sure. I can't taste no THC in here whatsoever.
Yeah, how's yours?
Oh, that's
It's
fine.
smooth.
Yeah.
I feel like if you got like, I don't know, a 32 pack of these and went outside in Austin, Texas and just started giving them to everybody, it would like spread.
It would help the
like wildfire.
community.
It would spread. It would help the community. It would.
Spread positivity with the Cheech and
I mean,
Chong.
it's already like Austin is kind of.
What are they?
The Cheech and Chong High Tide. It's like a sparkling water.
Oh shit.
And then I'm doing the Maison Bloom. This is I decided to highlight an LGBTQ owned company. This one's out of San Francisco. I know the owners of this company. They're
Shout out the Bay Area.
yes, what's up with the Bay?
We got ties over there all day.
And they straight up represent, you know, I met this company,
And what did you say?
Maison Bloom.
Mason.
This one is their strawberry provincial with lemongrass.
Damn.
So they come out with some really fire elevated flavors. You know, the first time I met them, I gotta give a shout out to him, Jake Wall. He's one of their CEO, I believe, but I think he's moved to the creative side. But I met him at this huge, they were doing a tasting at this huge industry event in Cali. And me, one of my bosses, and a few colleagues and I were trying to stand in line and we're waiting our turn to get a tasting and stuff. And this is what's challenging about the industry. Being who I am, what I look like and stuff. You know, sometimes these gringos, they come darting through, they can just think they can elbow me through and stuff.
You're used to box.
Well, there's that, but my love knuckles remind me to lead with love. this one guy, he just keeps darting through, and finally, he thinks he's gonna get a tasting before us, and he wasn't even in line. Jake goes, "Sir, these fine folks have been waiting in line patiently, and so can you." He goes, "So you can go ahead and step right behind them and wait your turn." And I was like, "Respect, bro. I see you, and I appreciate that." Because, you know, most people would have just caved at the moment, given in to the Karen that popped up. You know, I'm just gonna call Vato Karen, whatever, you know, and caved in, but...
Hey, you're known as Karen now, right? I don't care what your name is. OG said your name's Karen, so it's Karen now.
Karen Boo's your name forever. But Jake just, you know, and ever since then, I was like, that's a brand I can stand by, because, you know, they love people, and they get us, you know, and their beverages are just on fire.
And
So.
I feel like you put it so perfect too. It's so easy to cave in that situation.
Yeah.
You just be like, but you know what I mean? They're like, all these people are here to rock with us.
Yeah.
So we're finna rock with them in the same way. Like, go to the back of the line, bro. Don't disrespect no one here. You know what I
But
mean?
that's how this industry is rolling. It's always because of traditional capitalism. This industry is rolling that we continue to cave to the white man, or to the white privilege, or that white power, or that systemic racism. So in that moment, he could have just, you know, right away, and of course, you know, we would have just been like, all right, just another one of those moments that we always see, you know. And this guy would have still been oblivious. Karen would have still been oblivious. But it's that same moment is a microcosm, or just that micro moment of what is reflective really in the industry. Because everybody continues to cave to these same folks. They keep chasing bad money after worse money in the industry, right?
The industry don't realize, people don't realize too, these people have no general love for the plant. Most of them don't even consume cannabis
At all.
And you know what I mean? And it's crazy to see how like they're so well catered to compared to the people that are like really have a passion for this, love what they're doing, and they're just trying to put out good stuff for the community. You know what I mean? And it's just
the real alchemists of the community, the
Literally.
people who have literally blood sacrificed for the plant, whose blood is in the soil of their roots, of this divine feminine's roots. So we shouldn't be playing the game of duality with this plant. She should not be subject differently than the rules of the hemp. You know, I know that regulations, people are like so worried and stuff, but we have to remember we're the people, we're the voting population. We need to let them know how these regulations move forward, because this is our industry. So while we say that, you know, oh, adult use is all great and this is happening, we still have to remember War on Drugs 2.0 is happening. The divide and conquer is happening at the table. It's happening at the plant, and it's still happening among us. And we just gotta stop that. We gotta lock arms, and we gotta remind them how we're gonna move it forward. And it is centered in cannabis culture, it's centered in the legacy way, and that's how we're gonna create this industry. That's how we're gonna create it. So we're open to talking to folks. We'll be seeing you this season, this lobbying season.
No, I've been seeing that a little bit more in
Right?
terms of growers, like, they are showing up, like organizations like The Plug, I shout out to The Plug, they're really getting the little guys like riled up and ready to go, and I've seen that at the last couple of hearings. So I do see the needle moving a little bit in the right direction.
Yeah. And I'm not just saying our state, I'm just saying industry-wide. That's what we gotta be worried about. And when the thing is, you know, that little moment that I talked about, like, you know, here with Mise en Bloom, you know, we have to remember that we can't be fighting each other in this industry either. That's the worst thing that we could do. We're gonna just limit and destroy ourselves, you know.
I feel like ultimately though, that's why it kind of sucks, because it does kind of almost come down to a state level when it comes to that. Because everybody in this state still has that like crab in the bucket mentality, where it's like, oh, I see them getting, like, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, that's what it is, because I've always thought about it when I go to other states and I see how it's operated. everybody realizes if you're eating good and he's eating good and we're eating together, everybody's doing good instead of just like one mouth. You know what I mean?
And that's the most important point to remember about the creation of this entire industry is it's not all about just the plant, not all about the dispensary, not all about the manufacturing or the distro, the delivery, or any of these other things. There's tons of ancillary businesses that thrive off of these businesses themselves. You know, so while you could be fighting and thinking, oh no, I just want to own that dispensary and that's the best thing that's going to be for me, but all your strengths is in graphic arts and marketing and managing this and doing the best shit on the social media and stuff, shit, do that. Let them pay you all the shit. You don't have the stress of the 280E and the regulations and all of that stuff, you know. Or if it's t-shirts and apparel and you know, all the swag and the magnets. I mean, we get fire stuff all over the place. The printing of the bottles, you know, it is industry-wide. She is high maintenance. She requires everything. She wants all of your creativity.
There's lanes in there for like, yeah.
Everyone. So we gotta recognize that too. All of us come together with all our superpowers. Shoot, we good.
No,
Dream work makes the team work.
That's it. All day.
So you mentioned.
Oh god, hey about the smoke in the background.
Yeah. So
Like a little Uzi.
You've previously mentioned, like, with the war on drugs, the local impact, and when, you know, certain people were imprisoned and locked up, women were the ones typically holding it down.
There's a lot of people holding it down. There are a lot of people holding it down. I mean, our men went to prison. There's a whole generation of my family where all the photos are like just all female. And I just want folks to hear that.
Honestly, that's crazy. Free my pops, free my uncle.
Yeah.
Free
And
my
like,
whole family.
let's think about that. Let's go back to our family photos and let's like really revisit that history and really look at what that trauma did to us. And you know, and we trip out on our community and sometimes we use the word crazy or, you know, just bad negativity or words through that, but we just gotta pause that for a moment and recognize what this long-term trauma has done to all of our folks on so many different levels. Our community in Los Padillas, I'm in the middle of putting together an entire economic loss and economic damages of the war on drugs and how it has affected just the community of Los Padillas. And those numbers are going to be staggering, you know that.
More or less than the national debt.
but looking at and then recognizing also another thing I believe we should be talking about in the community is every single license, well, two things. Every single license that has been approved, especially these big companies that are coming in, have all had to put together these social equity plans. Okay, well, were they rubber stamped? Okay, well, they were rubber stamped. Well, fine, you all rubber stamped them, but now we need you all to put together folks to hold them accountable.
Yeah, facts.
You know, we need our states, all states, to get those folks together to start holding these businesses accountable to those plans. That's what's going to start repairing and making repairing our communities. You know, so that needs to happen. And then just going back to, you know, when I talk about hating on each other and stuff, we're hating on each other when there's dispensaries in town that are owned, and this is what I find funny, straight up owned by oligarchs. You know what I mean? And they're mad at me or some shit, or you, or whatever, you.
Yeah.
And I'm like, come on now, you know? Or they're just straight up extracting all of the money out, and you know, it's just stop, folks. Let's just stop. Let's take a collective breath, a collective puff, pass. Let's stop the hate, and we just really gotta heal what the war on drugs has set us up for. And that was really to just self-annihilate each other while building out those prison pipelines. And we gotta get rid of those prisons, you know, because you know those are all in the red districts, population counts. Anyways, I better stop there on the political tip.
No, we can, strain damage worldwide is worldwide. We go in all directions.
But yeah, I mean, look, Oregon now, and I spent a lot of time in Oregon, y'all know that. And I love the state of Oregon. They've done some amazing things, but now they're got rid of what they had around hard drugs and people's access to that, and their safety around self-medicating around harder things than cannabis.
Is that the one? Is the Oregon's the one who legalized like every drug?
Many.
That's crazy.
Many.
I remember hearing that. That's insane.
But is it because the prison pipeline wasn't being filled? Is it, there's just so many questions that I have behind it. You know what I mean? And it's not the average questions that normal statisticians in our government would be asking.
Yeah.
You know, these are the economic questions I like to ask. I'm like, so was this line of revenue being reduced in your prison pipeline, and then this law had to rectify this in order to offset this, you know? I mean, it's all
You can
behind
find
the-
this information on the internet. Too.
It is. It is. We have some internet folks out there. Can you do it? Because I got hours under my belt. Can you get some of your internet friends to do that?
Yeah, sure. I'll call up the guys in India.
We appreciate
Bro,
it.
I'm lit.
Wait, which couch leg did you put?
The GMO.
The GMO
I
root
forgot I
beer.
put rosin in it. And it's that drink too.
Oh
That's
yeah.
it. Half of
These beverages are delicious.
Maison.
And they're hemp. And what I appreciate about them is, you know, they're safe. It just becomes a safe product for our folks. You know, crossing state lines. You still get to have your medicine with you. And you just relieve yourself of the worry, the stressors, you know. We have enough stressors.
With rescheduling or descheduling, depending on which direction this goes, that's going to have an impact on interstate commerce, effectively.
I believe New Mexico is in a prime position to control what interstate commerce looks like. And where I believe the people's ecosystem is strategically positioned not only in the great state of New Mexico, the hometown that I love, Burke, 505, but you know, we on that I-40, we can reach coast to coast, and we got all those lovely connections also in our Emerald Triangle, the real legit growers, the premier growers, the people that we're sourcing with to create our products in California, the real legacy OGs, you know, that'll just make a generational differences for families. So as we, and you know, because a lot of that flour is going to go to East Coast, West Coast, you know, that
It's
kind of
going to the Texas Panhandle.
the Texas Panhandle.
Yeah.
What's that?
That's like the big, like, little rectangle part at the top of Texas where, like, Lubbock is. That's where Texas Tech is. Anyways, like,
This is how we prove like our level of Americanness is with geography, bro.
I'm Indian, okay? Like, you know, we win spelling bees and geography bees in school like it's nothing. Light work.
Just in chess. Babe. That's what that was me. Science and engineering and chess.
No, New York State geography bee winner back to back.
I'm a
Geography winner? That's
Yeah.
crazy. What do you have to do with that?
Just no shit, no places,
I didn't
no
know that
capital
was a
cities.
thing.
That was the thing.
Did you know that was a thing?
I knew the spelling bee was a thing, but I didn't know that. Like, were
The
they?
geography.
Were they?
Geography bee.
Geography B.
Yeah. Bro,
I did science and engineering.
I murdered my
That's
entire
how
school
I was able to
and then like got to the competition at the state level.
What other kind of bees are there?
I don't know. Probably a few.
Math B.
There's definitely like some kind of math bee, but I can't call it math bee.
Geography B, bruh. That'd be crazy. Imagine just like pulling up, like on the plane. Or where are you going? I'm going to go do the geography B.
Where does it take
Finals,
place?
baby.
Where does it take place?
Yeah, where does it?
So they had it. I guess like for New York State they alternated it between Albany and New York City.
Okay.
Yeah, so like when
That's
we were
right, because you're from
there-
Buffalo, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So like,
that's right.
I had like.
I remember when you and Frederica met. Oh my God, it was like the gathering. That was amazing.
She
Oh.
checked me and like expected to find a hole, and she was like, "Oh my God, he's actually from Western New York."
It was the equivalent of sock checking for Chicanos. Like it was a
Yeah.
sock check. I was like, damn, all right, this is Buffalo. Let's go.
Straight up.
So,
That was the Western New York version of pull up your pant leg. And
But you know, she and her husband, they own she's our director of strategic initiatives. Shout out to Frederica McClary Easley. She and her husband Jody, they own a boxing gym, Easley Boxing in Austin.
Oh.
They got crazy talent rolling through there. Woo! Yes. Woo! Yes. All that good stuff. Yeah, so watch Frederica, man. That's why she came out checking you like that.
Yeah.
She can.
I mean, like, I just
Yeah.
told her everything. Oh, this is amazing. Like, yeah. No, I mean, I got the G-Pass.
And she worked for like the second largest like teachers union in the country and did
she's
all
like,
kinds of crazy
you
stuff.
from my city? You have to check in for sure. she made us check in from the halfway.
She's like, let me see that geography beat. She said this is
Frederica,
geography
if you're watching this, I'm headed home in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Then going back for some flats. Are you like the flats?
It's football, bro. You better go watch the Buffalo Bills lose.
Oh, no. This is,
I'm not getting into that
this
shit.
is the year the Chiefs fall into decline.
See,
And
I appreciate all the
that's
sports. Bless y'all.
Yeah,
How's the beverage going? How's yours?
that's good.
Is it a drier one?
It is. It's basically like,
So more on the sparkler.
yeah. It kind of has some similarities with San Pele.
Oh, okay.
It's
okay.
not like as pronounced as San Pele. It's a little bit more
Alright.
smooth, but that's kind of the vibe I'm getting, honestly.
That's fine.
Nice.
Mine's just OG Jones Soda, Grand Apple Jam. Y'all have to rock with it if you like it. Their cream sodas are my favorite. I swear. I see them at the store. I always buy them.
I hope these ones come to cream soda. This is just the first batch that we got from our Colorado facility. So it's just a small sampling of what we're bringing through. And that's why we're really excited, especially to talk about strain damage worldwide. 'Cause
Speaking of that, so say people want to
Yep.
get their hands on this once it starts coming in. What's the best way? What's the best way to go about that?
yeah, just straight up hit me up. I'm on IG, Davis the COO.
Yeah, tap in Strain Damage family. Make sure you get you some, especially if you're a Jones OG and you like sipping sodas. Get
Yeah.
you some. It's better than drinking a beer. I'm gonna be real with you, and it gets you feeling right. You feel nice. Not too much. It's like a little mellow high for sure. It's cool for sure.
Not bad for 10 mils, right?
I feel like I can't even taste it either, but I felt it. Like once
Right? And that's
I chugged
it.
Yeah.
That's nice. That's what I like about them. I was like, oh, okay, 10 mils, because I mean, it's public knowledge. I do at least 2,000 to 3,000 level of consumption per day. So
Damn, 2,000 to 3,000 milligrams.
yeah,
It's just like shotgunning.
I'm telling you, I did my challenge.
I love my work.
You gotta do the Brand on Buds challenge, because I did that.
Melanie will destroy a lot of
I thought
people on this
After the
period.
1,000 milligrams, I woke up, my eyes, I couldn't even open them.
There's footage of you going outside to get fresh air too. Just like walking around my little backyard patio.
Doing what Johnny's all, you should just walk. And you're all, what are you talking about?
No, I mean,
I wanted to walk to the store.
Yeah.
thirsty.
Yeah, I was gonna go walk.
That's our con mouth. That's the only thing that'll motivate you to get you to the store.
And then he literally has water right there. I'm all, well, he don't have air. Well, why need air?
That's why we have a cafe now. We're thirsty. We needed a quencher.
Speaking of that, y'all pull up. These are the
Cute. Yeah, you started drinking
That's
the
my
cherry
favorite.
ashwagandha, and then
If
you
you
have
guys want the
this
DVG
Spirulina.
special, pull up and say you want the DVG special in there. She's gonna know what you're talking about for sure.
That one's calm, relaxing, gives you some focus.
If this one is the DVG special, which one is
Alright.
the Glock Work?
The Glock Work?
One of them has to be named after Glock Work.
I feel like that should be red maca.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
It's just like
it's
pure
maca.
force.
That is force. That's energy. It's so funny because people they ask like, so people know a little bit about Mary Jane's Cafe. Mary Jane's Cafe. It's named after our mom and dad. My sister and I, Mary, obviously my mom, James, my mother, and they were married on 420 back in the day. So a little history there. My mom's obviously Los Badillas. My dad was from Pajarito. He grew up in an orphanage though, straight up back in the day, till he was a young child, and he and my mom married very young, and self-made. They did well for themselves and very proud of who they are. I lost my father back in 2010. He was a young guy. I believe we lost him to alcoholism. And it was fucked up because he did plant medicine. I grew up in a cannabis-friendly home, a positive home. And it was during the Reagan time, Reaganomics. He worked for a small private company and everything had to downsize. So he ended up having to take private jobs, whatever, contract jobs. And he finally got a job for the Corps of Engineers, which was a blessing, but he got drug tested. My dad had a fucked up back because he started out young as a block layer and all of that stuff. So
Always just hardworking.
always a labor out the gate.
You grew up in an orphanage?
Yeah.
That's crazy. Did they ever tell you what that was like?
Oh, bad. Not then. Never. But then our men have been through a lot. I'm just gonna look at the camera and say that. I know our women, we focus a lot on our women and our divine feminine and stuff. This is a time of duality where we have to pause and we have to heal our patriarch within our communities. Otherwise, we're never gonna heal the duality that has happened between us. And we have to recognize the pain that our men have gone through, especially the young trauma that they have gone through as young children. Because he was deeply affected, and he finally, when he got like the good insurance and shit, went to counseling and shit, and they would cry, and he's like, shit, I'm making somebody cry and stuff, so he's not gonna go to counseling no more and nothing, and so instead of cannabis, he just went to alcohol and that shit, grabs you by the accused, and I'm an alcoholic because of it, so I haven't drank since 2007, had one relapse. In 2012, but those are my years. But yeah, and then that shit affects you.
I'm done with it though.
Yeah.
It really does. I'm telling you, it ruins so many people's families and lives.
It's so
crazy.
bad. It's so bad. So what we do here is we do all plant-based medicine. We make all of our own syrups. We try to make our syrups extra strong, so we use less sugar. And you can let us know if you want things a little bit sweeter, because I'm not opposed to sweetness. But like what DBG's having.
Ask and you shall receive.
Yes. This is a cherry ashwagandha, and it's made into a nice like milkshake. But you could get them steamed, shaken. We also have like spirulina and elderflower. Red maca, I feel like should be the one because. The Glock Work, because people will ask me like, okay, so what does what on our power line menu, and by the time I get down to red maca, they're like, okay, what does it do? And I say endurance, and sometimes guys will look at me and they're like, oh, because they're intrigued by endurance.
Yeah.
And then later, the next day they come and they're like, they get the regular coffee and they're like, I'll take a red maca to go, because it's sexual endurance. So, it just helps.
Hey, ladies, if you see your husband pull up with a little cup of red maca, just know he's about to put that Glock Work in.
Hey, it works for everyone.
That's the plant medicine version of rhino pills.
That's great.
Yes. So that's our red maca and raspberry. We have an agave coconut matcha, some blackberry beads.
Everything sounds so good.
And then we do all our lattes. So baklava, we're the originators of the baklava latte.
Oh shit.
Yup.
I was about to say, Raj, you're slacking. You ain't talking about that.
No, fuck.
And then we started making our own syrups because like our pink salted dulce de leche, I wanted to do a salted caramel, but I found out that they make chemical to taste like salt. And I'm like, you take a chemical to taste like salt?
Literally sodium chloride.
So we go ahead and take real pink Himalayan salt and drop some nice, beautiful pink crystals into your dulce de leche. You know, things like that that just make a difference. It comes with love and it's healing stuff, you know? It's our stuff.
You could tell the love's really put into it too. You could just tell by how it tastes. I swear, like every time it tastes exactly the same too. And I like it because it's like, you got it down, it's like, oh, I know you like it like this, so I'm gonna make it like that every time. And it's just like, you can tell when somebody puts love into what they do. And you definitely got that going on here. So huge salute to you.
Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. So, Mary Jane's Cafe is where we can find you at. Also, ube is now on the menu.
Ube. We got a chop champion who took over our kitchen, Chef Charlene Kaabai. Food Network celebrity, first Filipina to win it.
That's my daughter.
Yes. She just threw down these ube bun cakes with sugar coconut syrup. Ooh, it's fire. And we just dropped an ube latte and an ube horchata, because you know, me and my horchatas.
I want to try that.
The ube horchata is hitty. It is hitty.
That's
All the right places.
Beautiful cross-cultural communication. Yeah.
It is. And that's what we need.
Oh yeah.
Back to the communication.
I love the
Back to
culture.
center.
The culture is just there, 100%. Like everything, you know what I mean? You guys put your roots into everything you do. And it makes it so much better. Because it's fire.
Thank you. Yep, so a lot more ube coming out.
Hell yeah. So, Mary Jane's Cafe, located at 11608 Manal.
Manal Northeast.
And Davis
My
is
East Side
CEO.
ladies, you better pull up.
Come through.
Get the Glock Work, get the DBG special.
Get both. Take the Glock Work home. You know?
Yeah, take the Glock Work home. Your results may vary. Not medical advice.
Could add an extra dose.
We don't have it.
I'm all upcharging, you know, I'm not opposed, you know. I mean, sometimes we need a little extra, you know, sometimes we need the keef roll, sometimes we need the heavy hit, you know.
And sometimes we need the Glock Work.
I'm always gonna be that ube. That's what
But we always need ube. Yes, I believe so.
So Davis is COO on Instagram. And if people want to learn more about the People's Ecosystem, about your logistics solutions, the various brands that you've got represented, where can they find that information?
thepeopleslogistics.com or thepeoplesecosystem.com. You can hit me up directly, slide into my DMs, we good there. Just come through. These brands are, like I said, are a handful that are coming through, but more importantly, we want to connect with our folks because we want to accelerate our brands into this space. That's the most important to me because I come from this space. And that's who I want to see win. Hashtag New Mexico winning, right?
Yeah. Big hashtag 505 love, baby.
New Mexico versus everybody. Strain Damage family. Good night.